I've had diabetes most of my life, and managing diabetes is challenging for me. I started to go through some deterioration of the kidneys, and I just felt horrible. My kidneys weren't functioning. I was retaining a ton of water. I was very, very sick.
He had been managing some other health systems, and he had some uncontrolled blood pressure issues, heart issues, and his kidneys weren't working very well. He was close to the point of needing dialysis.
He was really afraid of that. His father had been on dialysis, and Joe would take him to those treatments and said, you know, I just dread that day.
So we decided to get a second opinion.
Dr. Candaria saw us on a Saturday for about 2 hours. He nor Judy once ever looked at their watches.
He said that at this hospital, we believe everybody has a chance. And if you work with me, we'll work with you, and we will give you the roadmap to help yourself to get better.
And after we discussed everything, we shook hands and we said to each other, Joe, my job is to tide you through while you have your transplant and after you have your transplant. Your job is to commit with this handshake that there are going to be good times, there are going to be bad times, but we are going to be together.
Joe did the work that he needed to do.
Getting him to the point where we felt he was optimally managed so that we could transplant him safely took some time.
He had some setbacks.
By the time I got into the emergency room, the doctor looked at me and she said, your husband's having a heart attack. I said, no, he's okay. It's just indigestion, he'll be fine. And she said, no, your husband's having a heart attack. So they wheeled Joe off, and I'm just sitting there. The most amazing human being of a security guard came up and he said, let me take you to a place where you'll be safe and it'll be quiet. And he walked me through the bowels of the building slowly. I was barely moving, and he totally slowed his gait down, and he was engaging me in the most gentle, amazing way in conversation. And he led me to the family waiting room, and he chatted a little while longer, and he said, here's how you get a hold of me. I have to go back. And then he left. He was like my angel that night. Now Monday, after Thanksgiving weekend, Judy, Dr. Candaria's right hand everything, left her family to come be with me. I mean, where does that happen? Where does that happen? You know, they're like family.
We were able to get him better, manage his heart, manage his blood pressure, and once we were able to optimize everything, then we would transplant him. When someone's at the point where they need a transplant, it's really a very emotional time for patients and their family members, because the whole family has to buy into it to make it happen and make it be successful, especially in the case of a living donor transplant, because you have family members that are potentially donating.
You know, we're talking about finally getting approved and, you know, who our donor is going to be. And the brother, Jamie, who's a young, very healthy 31-year-old guy, raised his head and said, I'll get tested. And I was like completely shocked.
It was really overwhelming for me, and it's because he's 17 years younger than I am, and so there was that protective motherly thing going on, and then when you juxtapose it against your husband's need for a kidney in order to continue living, and it's just sometimes difficult to manage dynamic. It's just such a selfless, amazing gift to literally you're giving someone else the gift of life.
Yeah, he's
Awesome.
an extraordinary human being. You know, I could never, ever, ever repay him.
So there's a great picture of the reunion that to this day just makes me, gets me all choked up about my little brother.
Pretty cool.
What's fun about Joe and Jennifer is that they've always been so appreciative of everything we've done. I mean, they look at not only the kidney as a gift, but just everything we do as a gift.
What we all want to do as caregivers is really make sure that every patient and their family receives the best care and a piece of our heart.
You know, those are my angels.
Watching him grow from somebody who was despondent and wanted to give up to how well he is doing both professionally and physically is the biggest reward that a provider like me can get.
It was such an amazing experience. We owe so much that we can never repay.
Absolutely the best decision we ever made, bar none. It saved my life.